what international celebrities are saying about P-pop. Imagine this scenario unfolding somewhere across Hollywood. Inside rooms packed with Grammy recipients, worldwide producers, and international trendsetters, a quiet transformation is taking place, not revolving around K-pop, not centered on Western pop, but focused entirely on P-pop. And positioned at the heart of that transformation stand five young gentlemen from the Philippines, SB19. Previously questioned, previously underestimated, currently impossible to dismiss. Today we're exploring SB19's impact on Hollywood. Not exaggeration, not supporter speculation, but genuine acknowledgement, genuine dialogue, and genuine admiration from worldwide celebrities. This chronicles how SB19 helped position P-pop onto the international radar and what Hollywood has begun expressing about it. The landscape before SB19. Prior to SB19, P-pop existed but in silence. Filipino performers were recognized globally as extraordinary vocalists, elite-level movement artists, commanding stage presences, yet rarely as pioneers. Throughout several decades, Filipinos powered global entertainment from behind the curtain. Background dancers, voice trainers, studio contributors, maritime entertainers, theatrical ensemble members. Capability was never the obstacle. Exposure was. Worldwide platforms frequently treated Filipino artistry as supplementary, never as the centerpiece. Then arrived SB19. Five candidates molded beneath a Korean framework, zero major label foundation, zero industry advantage, zero protective cushion. Simply dedication, clarity of purpose, and conviction. They weren't merely chasing achievement, they were pursuing representation. Shattering the acoustic ceiling. SB19 didn't enter worldwide dialogue accidentally. They entered through extraordinary merit. Progressing from go up through what toward gento, their artistry matured beyond passing trends. Razor-sharp movement sequences, unfiltered vocals under demanding conditions, compositions anchored in cultural identity, personal struggle, and collective pride. Worldwide music architects began detecting something distinctive, not replication, not mimicking K-pop or Western pop formulas, but genuine adaptation infused with cultural soul. SB19 demonstrated that P-pop possessed the capacity to be technically formidable, emotionally authentic, culturally rooted yet universally accessible. And that's precisely when Hollywood began paying attention. When Hollywood shifts its gaze. Acknowledgement doesn't always arrive through major announcements. Occasionally, it originates through producers responding during broadcast sessions, vocal specialists dissecting live performances, movement artists examining choreographic structures, industry professionals questioning who exactly are these individuals. SB19 stage presentations begin circulating throughout reaction communities dominated by Western industry veterans, and the consistent tone emerged. Not astonishment, not novelty-seeking, but genuine admiration. Numerous professionals highlighted their respiratory management while executing choreography, emotional conveyance transcending linguistic barriers, platform command that registered as cultivated, never fabricated. Hollywood creative professionals began deploying terminology like refined, deliberate, professionally prepared, not considering their Asian background, not surprisingly impressive, simply impressive. Worldwide artists respond, quietly but powerfully. Here's the reality regarding Hollywood appreciation. Initially, it rarely arrives with volume. Rather than direct public acknowledgments, SB19 received invitations to collaborate, professional partnerships, recognition within industry-exclusive environments. Worldwide composers who collaborated alongside SB19 subsequently expressed admiration for their professional commitment, their participation throughout artistic decision-making, and their unwavering insistence on remaining authentic. Certain producers openly confirmed that SB19 carried themselves unlike emerging acts. They conducted themselves as established artists possessing complete self-awareness. That distinction carries enormous weight in Hollywood, because technical ability attracts initial attention, but genuine self-awareness commands lasting admiration. Why SB19 registers differently with Western audiences? Because Hollywood has encountered male performance groups before them. So what distinguished SB19 from everything before? Because they never depended exclusively on technical perfection. They embraced emotional openness, narrative construction, and genuine psychological honesty. Compositions addressing anxiety surrounding potential failure, pride rooted in cultural heritage, psychological and emotional exhaustion, the persistence to keep going regardless. These subjects resonate without geographical limitation. Western creative professionals frequently acknowledge that audiences have grown weary of polished presentation devoid of actual meaning. SB19 delivered both simultaneously. They reminded worldwide creators that popular music need not surrender its emotional core to achieve international relevance. That message penetrated deeply. P-pop enters worldwide dialogue. Here emerges where SB19's contribution extends far beyond their individual story. Hollywood didn't simply begin inquiring about SB19, they began inquiring about P-pop entirely. What developments are unfolding throughout the Philippines? Which emerging talents deserve attention next? Why do Filipino performers demonstrate such extraordinary versatility? That transformation carries profound significance. Because when single collective unlocks an entrance, an entire creative movement can pass through. SB19 never positioned themselves as the inaugural Filipino performers possessing worldwide capability. They claimed something considerably more transformative. They claimed legitimate space. The profound weight of representation. For countless Filipinos scattered across the globe, this development strikes profoundly. Witnessing SB19 acknowledged by worldwide figures transcends mere celebrity pursuit. It represents validation. Validation extending towards young people raised absorbing Western musical compositions, movement artists trained within borrowed practice environments, creative individuals informed their accents registered as excessively distinct, performers instructed to assimilate rather than distinguish themselves. SB19 never assimilated. They remained steadfast, and Hollywood redirected its attention accordingly. Maintaining perspective, what this doesn't mean. Let's establish clarity. This doesn't mean Hollywood has comprehensively embraced P-pop. It doesn't mean opportunities have reached equilibrium, and it certainly doesn't mean the journey has concluded. But it absolutely confirms that the dialogue has fundamentally transformed. Shifting away from can Filipino performers genuinely compete toward which Filipino talents demand our immediate attention. That transformation represents something monumental. The path forward. SB19's Hollywood influence was never constructed around pursuing Western validation. It centers on mutual acknowledgement. It concerns demonstrating that Filipino artistry warrants legitimate space, not as a temporary trend, but as an enduring creative force. And if worldwide celebrities are genuinely listening, then the planet is positioned to absorb considerably more than SB19 alone. It's positioned to absorb P-pop in its entirety. SB19 never approached Hollywood seeking entry through an existing entrance. They constructed their personal platform, and Hollywood rotated entirely to acknowledge it. If you genuinely believe P-pop warrants worldwide admiration, if you genuinely believe narratives like this deserve amplification, then your conviction already confirms it. This transcends SB19's individual moment. This is the foundation of something far greater.